Hello and welcome to the Hat Warriors Customs Office episode 2. In today's episode, in honour of the end of Guess the Warrior, we're going to be making this amazing book of warriors with its nice little front cover and these bits here. It's nice textured front, and it should hopefully allow you to... That doesn't look quite as good actually. Let me just close that. And it should hopefully be good to use and give you a nice cool little notebook. Yeah, see you in the video. Welcome to episode 2 of the Hat Warriors Customs Office. Today we're doing something different from last time. Instead of doing some custom figures, we're going to be doing a custom book of warriors. So, you see this? This is all fine and cool. It has nice facts in, it's got nice interior design, and I quite like it. We're not going to be doing anything to this time, however, we're going to be doing something to this blank notebook of mine that I have here. It's just black and it's just like this. So we're going to be customizing this to make it look like this, kind of, but better. So for this, you're going to want to have some red paint, some black paint, some yellow paint or some gold paint. You're going to want some water, some PVA glue or white glue, I think works fine, I'm not sure. If you're in the US, you're going to want some toilet paper, fresh obviously. Oh, I'm so childish. And I'm just going to be using this as like a palette for mixing stuff. You're also going to want a little template like this for the W that's going to go on the front. And I would recommend having an image or a copy of the front of the Book of Warriors so you have an idea of what it looks like. And of course you're going to need a notebook, preferably a small one like this of A5 I think this is, so you can nice and easily customize this. So we've got this here, and so the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to make a glue mixture. So I'm going to grab this tub here, I'm going to add 1 part water and 2 parts PVA, so I'm just going to... Oh yeah, you're also going to need a brush, obviously, to apply both the paint and the glue. So we're just going to fill this up. So 1. And we'll want another one. Okay, so now we have our mixture, so we're just going to want to mix that using our paintbrush that we have here. Just ensure that's fully combined. Might take a little because water and PVA don't mix super well. Just give that a quick mix. And once you have a good mix, well mixed together, we can begin. So put your glue mixture off to one side and clear the space in front of your, like, where you're going to be working. So the way this works is you're going to want to grab your notebook and some toilet paper. Try and get it with like as little patterning as possible, and basically get it into individual pieces like this. And you're going to want to basically put those on the front cover of your book and paint over them with the PVA glue mix. It should hopefully stick them to the front, and you're going to want to layer these up. It'll give it a nice like parchmenty effect kind of, and we'll be customizing at the end. So you're just going to cover it up like this, try and keep them relatively flat. Just keep doing this until the whole book's covered like this. Go around the outside and everything. Try and go over the top and the edge a little bit to kind of like go inside. Don't go too far in, and try not to stick up the book, because you will if you don't properly do it, but you will want to cover it like the edges properly because it will give a better look. Try not to get like loads of air bubbles in here. Oh, that's just torn it, hasn't it? If you do the edges first, it kind of gets stuck down a little. So doing this with the glue and the paper will allow you to paint the book properly, which you wouldn't have been able to do under normal circumstances, because I mean, most notebooks won't allow you to do so under normal circumstances. So just make sure it's all, if it kind of tears like it is doing here, that's fine. We'll be covering it with lots of layers, so we should cover up all the spots. Just make sure you don't leave any bit exposed. So I'll check back with you once I've covered all of it. See you in a bit. So once you've finished coating your book and it looked kind of like this and it's dried a little, we can start moving on to the paint. So for the paint, we'll want to get a kind of darker red. So I recommend grabbing just putting this over here for now. Oh. And you want to get, so I have a quite light red here, so I'm going to mix it with some black to kind of get it down to the colour that I want. You want a decent bit. And you want it semi-dark, so that's why I'm going to add some black here. There we go. So I'm going to add it, mix it bit by bit because I don't want it too dark or too black or anything, so we'll have to, yeah, see, it's too dark already. So this is kind of getting to the colour that I want it to be. I'm going to try not to darken this too much more. I think you can see better now. So if you look, it is kind of similar in colour to what's on there. But don't worry, because of the texture of the book, we're going to be improving there's going to be multiple stages of paint. So this first bit of decoration I'm doing here will be like a simpler decoration. And in the future, I'll do a follow-up video where I explain in a bit more detail how to do nicer detailing. So for this one, we're just going to kind of paint it, whereas in future it's going to be more. So first of all, make sure you've got your book the right way around now. Ooh. And that your pages aren't stuck together like mine are. So I want this thick bit at the top, so it's this way around. So now we'll want to paint this with our red. I think my book's still a little too wet, but just get painting. And so you just want to cover the whole thing. With the paint. Should be able to get a nice, clean, even coverage. So you want a relatively dark red paint to start off with, and then we'll basically layer it with lighter paints, in a way. Or if you just start with a bit lighter red than this, you don't need to do any of the layering. Like I said, if you just have red like this, you could just use that. I'm going for a bit more of a complex effect, so I'm going to be layering mine, but like I said, do it how you want to. You can get into all the little, make sure you get into all the little crevices, because it can definitely be difficult. So just going to paint up all the edges like this. And then we'll do some detailing later. We'll be painting on the W and some other bits. But look at how much better that already looks than it did previously. So just cover the whole thing. And you'll also want to probably go over the edges and into the book a bit, which I'll do in a moment. Try to keep a relatively even colour, so do like a good bit of paint create a good bit of paint and then use that. If you do run out, then will have to remake some of the paint, which may be a little difficult, but I'm sure you can manage. So like I said, just make sure you have no like obvious white bits here. Just kind of dot over it like this. It fills in quite a lot of the good gaps, and it also gives it a nice little texture, so we can cover all of this. Then of course leave it to dry once you've painted the whole book. And then once this is dry, I'll go over the detailing with you. See you in a bit. So for your decorations for the front of the book, you're going to want to get, so if you look in the description, there should be a basically a template with this W shape here, which you can print off, and it should look like this. And well, you can print it off of a sheet, then you cut it out, and you can use it as a little template. You have to cut this out, or you can print it onto some card straight away. So this is some thin card that I've used. That's from a cereal box. And you want 4 of these little triangles here. These don't have templates. They're just simply 2 centimeters across and 3 centimeters up. You want 4 of those, like this. And you'll also want 4 of these triangles, which are made from 3x3 squares that have been cut in half diagonally. You want 4 of those. And then those get painted in your gold or your yellow, and then they'll go on the front. Yep, so I'll check back in with you once I'm ready to stick them on. Okay, so I've now painted these, they're relevant colours, and I'm going to use my hot glue gun here, it's a small one, to put them on there, hopefully. So you just want to be careful with this because it does get hot, and you want to put one of these in each of the corners on each side, on the furthest out corners. One of these near the spine on each side to kind of connect it, and of course the W on the middle, in the middle on the front. I'll get back to you once I've done that. See you. Okay, so I've just finished sticking it all together. This is what it looks like. Pretty cool, eh? So once it's fully dried, I'm going to then show it off, do a couple of videos. But yeah, that was it for this customs office episode. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope you're going to give this a go because it's really fun and it gives a really nice result. I might repaint the letters at some point because they're a little too vibrant for me. But anyway, see you next time.